for you.
Always on a hand.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Constant.
Also
Yeah, I have to try.
That's
Try.
absolutely amazing. It's so nice to have you. And of course, welcome to the show, yeah?
Thank you.
First time on Tidal Radio?
First time for me.
First time for you?
Yeah.
First time for Ruyonga?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
How are you not sure of that?
Because there was an event here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so nice to be amidst, amazing creatives. I call you both amazing because I do know you. Maybe Wanda has forgotten, but we used to.
I know your trust.
You remember?
Yes,
Yeah, he used to perform a certain gathering and we used to have for prayer, yeah?
Nice.
It was garage sessions.
Yes.
And it was absolutely amazing. I didn't know he was going to go mainstream. I
Right?
Oh, well.
You probably did.
You remember the guy I met yesterday who said to me that one day you backslid, man. You know him, we are here. Let's not get into that right now, bro.
It's funny, that's what I thought the first time I had Parte, Yani, because I know both of you are extremely spiritual people,
Yes.
And but he said the verse about Jesus. I'm like, oh, Ruyonga is right here. He's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
We
no,
are not going anywhere.
Yeah, I
Man,
mean,
straight out of Zion is coming.
Bro, I'm saying straight to the Zion, I'm saying suit full of armor.
Yeah,
What is the scripture right here? But guys don't quite listen. That's what I don't understand.
All we want to know is who's the party. Where's the party?
That's what I'm saying.
That's all we want everyone to. We want them to first agree on the question.
Yeah, but before we get to Parte, I definitely want to get to know you as amazing artists. But how would you describe yourselves? Who would you say you are? Because each.
I personally say that I'm Wanda is interesting character.
Okay.
She's by the JR. Never name Peter Junior.
Yeah, you're the one. The JR is short for Junior.
No, before we even called you Junior, the first time it was 1DR. So
Yeah,
it was 1DR.
Yeah, that's.
I used to be like 1DR.
Now there's 1DR. There was Aida. What am I thinking?
You're like have a rap background.
Can you not guess it? Wanda.
Okay, I never thought of Ida, but
I was like 1DR, 1 day. What as a kid guys? Okay, Skawa. Can't you say Chintu?
Yeah,
and we work together. But at the end of the day, so I figured that I was actually doing myself a disservice.
Yeah.
And people don't want to get stressed.
They don't want
So
to
they'll
know.
call you what they'll call you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to change that to Wanda.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, even it's like a month and a half ago.
Wow.
And I'll tell you for a fact that it has
Done wonders.
immensely, exactly, it's done wonders. So,
Yeah.
so again, it's Wanda JR, MC. I do a lot. I feel like fundamentally, like you said, my ID is much broader than what I do. It essentially guides what I do. So I'm just a guy who vibrates on a high frequency.
Wonderful. About Ruyonga, it's such a while, man. Can I tell you, the first time I got introduced to Ruyonga was with Don MC. Tutu Say. Exactly. It was super urban. Everyone was saying Tutu Say. And they showed at the airport, so we're like, oh my god, that's super cute. I must say it's been a while and you've done like really so much. You don't release all the time, but the projects you've done definitely speak for themselves. I can say you're one of the best gospel rappers in the country. So I just want to know how you describe yourself.
I describe myself as, child of God, child of excellence. I'm a Christian, I'm a hip hop artist, I think because I think the list kind of goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely music, God, music, UG.
Yeah.
I love Uganda.
I can tell from the languages you use while you sing and from even your coming album, the name. It's definitely amazing to know that.
Yeah.
But I know you haven't released music in months. Both of you.
Me?
What the hell is going on? Him, you.
Him is
He has no. I've seen only like
Okay, in months.
Yes.
No, but it's understandable. I get
No,
what she's saying.
forget about Parte.
I get what she's saying.
Before
I get what
Parte
she's
and
saying.
me.
I get what she's saying. You see, there's two sides to this thing.
Yes.
Right? The man has been part of 2 singles.
Yeah.
He has dropped 2 singles. It's like sometimes guys expect you to
Consistently, like
to
last
just
year.
hit them like the way, and I think there's seasons for that, and maybe even this one could be a season for that. But there's also, if you come from a culture, we've come from a musical culture where sometimes you stretch out your project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
But
can
I mean,
see why she
I
says
see what you're
that.
saying, but I released a lot of music last year.
Yeah,
Pretty
last
much
year
every other week.
I did notice that.
This year, we released a project with a Kenyan group called Umoja Sounds. I have a song that came out 2 months ago called Nyimba.
Nyimba. Okay.
That's a hard tune. I don't even know how you don't have it on your playlist.
That's definitely crazy. Is it on your YouTube?
Yes.
But one of the issues.
I saw Arts for Hearts.
Yes, that's one of our
honestly, I did not see that.
It's on there. It's the latest song. There. It's called Nyimba.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's also a thing which we're doing right now with a song like Parte. You know, guys don't know we drop projects.
Yeah, we do not.
Because
why do you think that is though? Why do you think that is? Yeah.
I mean, there's people that know these songs are out and they're playing them.
Yeah.
I can't really mention right now on air, but there's people that actually do the research to find out. You see, the thing is, you mentioned it yesterday.
Yeah.
How we're a bit adamant as well. Like people don't really do research on what's out there, and they don't even replay value and whatnot because of it takes a lot to want to contribute to the music industry in this country.
It does.
On our part, or your part, exactly.
Now you're saying people do not do the research, but do you do the promotion?
You do the best you can.
You do the best.
At the end of the day, it's really down to are you guys willing to look for the music out there?
Very much willing. I must say we're actually hungry.
I will say. It's the reason we have songs like we have songs like Parte.
No, without a doubt.
It's the truth is we needed something. You see, one of the things about Parte Yani is this broken. For us, there's a lot of resistance where there's certain kind of song
is there.
Just to allow you to now come back with some other stuff because
to give you a license to now
to do other things because when in
songs.
2011 like the early 2010s UG was more receptive to
or should we say it's just too much competition?
Nah, that's not an excuse.
So we should not blame the art on the competition.
Imagine I have a song called Tomvuga Speed. Yeah. That song could have been the easiest one of the baddest songs last year. Tomvuga Speed. You can even play it right now.
Yeah.
Still has replay value, 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just I just come back to
you are the artist. How do you determine replay value?
My G, that jam, you play it and sing. I won't even speak too much about that song. It will tell you what's up. But anyway, I see what you're saying about a song like this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a song like this is a culmination of who we are as creatives as well.
Exactly.
And the what we've managed to gather enough to build leverage for ourselves to now get into rooms like this and hold a conversation. Yeah. Which is something that many people don't quite do. Yeah. There's a lot of kids out here, or maybe guys out there that are unheard that have a lot of dope music. Yeah. Dope music. Yeah. That is out there. It's on YouTube and whatnot. Yes. However, building that leverage where you can come into a room and now start to unpack. What I like about songs like this is that they give you a license. Yeah. They give fans a license to now go and start to
check out your other stuff.
So and that's how songs now start to pop up from anywhere.
Yes, absolutely. You know? And of course, if you do, as three creatives, his audience, your audience, all do come together. Do you think the industry needs that right now?
Collaborative, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. So
it's one thing collaborating, it's another thing having synergy, like where it's cohesive. Yeah. Because that song had that
collaboration plus synergy.
Was synergy really.
Yeah.
But also because the people in that particular song, for me, I'll speak for me, the guys I got, people who they're not just talented, they want that. Yeah. They want to see, man, Zex really appreciates.
Right.
You get it? Yeah. You get, and there are a lot of people, even when they appreciate, because they're in that lane, they're like, no, this lane, if I let you in this lane, you get it? They're not confident in their lane. Like all the guys that I've worked with, I've reached out to many people. All the guys that I've worked with have been confident in their lane, from Wanda to Zex to Waiki. Yeah. You get, they're like, I like what you do, so we work together.
Oh, so there's artists who are not going to work with you because you are talented.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or they might even want, but they're not on the same frequency.
Yeah, they're not on the same frequency. Yeah. So, like, for them, they move different because a lot of the industry right now has become hype. Yeah. Marketing. It has become used to, I don't have to drop songs. I just have to make sure my IG is popping. Right. The nicest outfit. I might give you a song, whether it may or may not be good. Yeah. But if I have the right marketing, I can outdo the guys.
I don't speak for many, but I'm gonna speak for Tide Radio. Honestly, we do not play trash, just like he likes to call it porridge. So
porridge.
Honestly, I am super hungry for music as somebody in this industry as well, and you cannot honestly blame us for not knowing. Sometimes we also do search and get what we get, and sometimes we don't get what is there.
100%. Yeah. No, I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming. I'm just saying, like, on a grand spectrum. Like we had this discussion yesterday on TV. What is lacking in the industry?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, why is our growth stifled? Why are we not growing collectively in this industry?
Yeah.
Why do we allow West African guys to come here and pick bags every weekend?
You get it,
You know?
Yeah.
This is a question you didn't ask. First, even chill, like what's happening here in this room.
No, someone said you
for
just have to
example.
do music that is, sought out.
It has
That's a
nothing
lie.
to do with that.
Actually,
Definitely
that's a
has
lie.
nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with what happens behind that.
Exactly. Are we patriotic enough to hold our own?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's a question, really. Because the music is there. I'm telling you, guys got music.
Finally, I talked about this early on the show before you guys came around. Yes, I know that the music is there, right? But the point just went through my head.
Yeah, but you see, for me, I'll tell you, I think the music is there. That's good. However, like, do we understand? Do we have full knowledge of the music business?
It's back. We are talking about patriotism and music and supporting our very own. I talked about how we do have a whole lot of good music out in the world, and we have socials that lead us to this music. Even with films, we have a lot of amazing films, So I think we kind of compare to what we have here and feel like what we have here is not good enough. That is why this whole patriotism thing is super crazy. It's like if I'm trying to support Uganda, but I can't have even 5 Ugandan songs in my phone.
I mean,
but why is that though?
But
because I don't feel like they're amazing.
Boss.
But the thing is, we have that mentality.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged
We're
sword.
all to blame.
It's a double-edged sword.
Ourselves.
It's a double-edged sword because it's like we have to prove ourselves to ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you may be good, but are you better than the other ones? Are you better than the other ones? Even when they may not be that good. It's like if someone says Wanda is better than pick an artist too, then you know what? The guys will come out not because of anything other than Wanda is Ugandan.
Yeah.
So we have to start there. How can he be that good? Like, there's a lot of that. But on the flip side, we globally trend people's stuff. We trend other people's stuff. I don't know how we can.
It's a mess.
But right now I can't complain. I can't be mad.
Why?
Because because of Parte, Yani, bruh. Like,
but speak for those guys out there that probably might never get a chance to get this.
That's what
I'm saying. So, for me, I feel like,
of
course, 100%.
And
that's why we're here. To hold
exactly
conversations like this.
I understand exactly what you're saying because when I listen to this Sachi, it's a very good hip hop song,
yes,
and we do have there's music that is out here, people are listening to, buying and all, and it's international, but it's terrible,
Yeah.
You said I don't feel like this is terrible, just as much as there's terrible international music, but somehow we play it because, well, it's international. So I get where you're coming from when you say
international guys who will never even get a chance to get into this room.
I know.
I never even retweet your countdown. Come and have ninjas here with jams.
Bring us the jams.
You see what I'm saying?
Bring us the jams.
But the truth is, for me, I really what I think, Lord willing, this position puts us into is to have discussions like this.
Exactly.
Where we actually challenge. Because you're not here to just sit by and
talk about the song and yourself,
and soak it all in. No, it's to act.
No, we definitely.
What are we doing collectively?
What is the problem?
You can't run on your own.
Yes. How are we moving forward?
But that, you see that?
Yeah.
There's that too. The power behind this particular project for me was the collaborative energy.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
A lot of guys, I'm Ruyonga, right? And I can do a lot because I've been blessed to have what I've been blessed to have.
Yes.
But I mean, the beauty of watching what we collectively have done is something I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But also, I don't see it in general. Like, I don't see guys going.
True. Someone told me the problem is you guys don't support each other.
Yeah.
You get to an artist and they
Very
don't
true.
even help
Yeah.
them
Very
further.
true.
So now that you talk about collaborative energy, I think that's one thing that could actually help Uganda.
Yeah, it could.
Let me tell you, when you work collectively, there is no way you cannot win.
There's none.
None. However, I know these other countries have mastered that. Someone was telling us yesterday and they're saying two artists can actually get into a fight.
Yeah, they can.
And tomorrow, this other guy is going to say, listen, this guy's joint is out, please check it out. But they fought the night before because guess what? They know where they're going collectively as a country. You know what I'm saying? But us here, it's a thing of, boss, even you putting me putting you on your jam or you putting me on my jam, it's like a favor. You don't even retweet, you don't nothing in this own country. and you expect guys to come and respect you.
And I think we also
when
saw
you can't
that when
respect
these guys were arrested in this country, like how everyone came out to
did.
support. You can imagine if we had let me give an example. Ruyonga gets arrested somewhere in
Tanzania.
Boss. Yeah.
Ain't nobody. That's when the guys we get more. And they just try to justify why you're in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a bit nasty.
It's
For
nasty,
me, I think it's a mentality issue,
true.
which I'm also to blame. I can't absolve myself of that as well.
Yeah.
No, but
And so we have to take the blame as well equally.
Yeah.
What I commend this man for is that on his album, he has actually, I think this might be his best album, not because of the skill set and whatnot, but because of his deliberate effort to want to work with different creatives. He's now choosing to become a solution as opposed to complaining about it.
I was about to say that it definitely begins with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
because you can tell a whole lot of people, and by the way, you know, if someone meets you and you're not in for the collaboration, you're showing them, you know, I'm doing you a favor, stuff like that. They're also gonna go out and be like, it's nasty. I'm gonna do that to the next person. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. Man.
That's why I really love this. Actually, when you look at it in hindsight, it's really dope that the song. You keep saying a song like this, a song like this, Parte, Yani. Because this is essentially what we're trying to what we're talking about. It's in one song.
Okay, that's definitely amazing. We're gonna get to Parte, Yani, but I know you're both very spiritual people, like I said earlier, and this is honestly like a personal question for me. I feel like does that affect your creativity, your creative process? Like, do you have to?
Spiritually.
Yes.
I feel like the only thing that affects it is the religious part.
Okay.
Because spirituality, the spiritual is life.
It's
you know,
like
that's the
human.
thing. It's like when you're in a spiritual place, the more you allow spirituality to tackle every part of your life, the more you feel like it's a more wholesome thing. Religion separates that.
Okay, maybe I should call it faith because
now faith, for me, faith, the understanding of faith. I think for me, I thank God because He's been deliberate with me based off of whatever He wants to do. He's been deliberate with me about making the spaces that are supposed to work for everybody not work for me.
Wow.
Like, I've said that before. Like when I came to UG, I first brought one of the hardest. When I say hard to consume, like it was real tough hip hop. When it was but it was just also very tough, full of script. Like, you know, you couldn't swim through the other thing. Like it was all what, and nobody would play it. Right, the biggest radio stations, gospel would not play it.
Wow.
I link up with my guys. They're the ones who giving me studio time. The guys who are outside of my faith, giving me studio time. And then I linked up with JT, who I used to do stuff with back in the day. He had also just gotten born again, but he was working with everybody. Like his door was open to everybody, and we just hung out and we did 2 songs. I did a song called Pesa, which was also going to be big, but there was a producer who worked with JT, who basically in the middle of its rise, he just cut it. And then there was Tutuse. Tutuse started playing everywhere else first.
Couldn't be ignored.
Then the gospel started, and I understood. Like it wasn't anyone's fault, but I felt like I knew what God was doing. Like guys would ask me, "You have a song called Blood, Fire, Smoke, but you have Kiko, Patriotism," like stuff like that. So for me, it's not as uncomfortable of a space because I've been put there by force almost, right? So my faith is what has carried me. I've been in those places where there are times when I sat down with people and I was like, maybe I need to renounce my faith as a Christian. Not because I don't love God, but because I feel like I'm letting Him down because me, I don't move like all these other people. You know? And yet, God has shown me, like, when I just let go and He uses me like a wild, but what's that? Like the voice of one who cries in the wilderness. The results can only be God. But even the trending thing, this is powerful, but me, I knew.
It's the reason you are.
It's the only reason that this is happening, and the reception and the what. It's the real reason, the thing that's behind there. It's God.
So instead of a challenge, it's a nebula.
Yeah.
It's
when you know. When you know.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same thing. Religion. I have the same view as his. I believe it's just being a thing of like religion. I don't want to like sort of point fingers and whatnot. I respect, the church and what it stands for, but that religious mindset can sort of, repress you in a way, which is majorly what is happening on a large scale. Every place you go to is from a religious standpoint.
Absolutely.
And they might choose to ignore it or be adamant about it, but for me, it affected me and my growth. It stunted my growth at some point. where you're undermined, you're underappreciated. You know what I'm saying? How can you have a jam from your own community, not being appreciated by your own community, but it's appreciated elsewhere. And yet you have the talent that you're fully equipped with to actually make it mainstream. Now the question is, how do you go mainstream but still maintain your artistic integrity and what you on who you are as a spiritual being?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it's down to. And so now I feel like the song like Parte, Yani, the community that we come from might look us as guys who are gone, which is kawa. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I've made peace with that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not answerable to no one but God. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the good thing is, I think, because both of you started with a very that background, but there's those that start with, you know, the other
Which
side
is a
and then
problem,
come
yeah.
into it's
that's
challenge.
heavy.
Like I've had friends who have, you know, gone through that, and you find she's either renouncing one of the two, and I'm like, you don't need that.
I don't think I personally renounce. For me, I think mine is very experiential and was attributed to the trials and tribulations and things of that nature that I've actually built the people we've become today. There's things that I've acquired, the skills I've acquired through the wilderness that have taught me to be the man that I am right now. And my only prayer and hope is just to keep accountable, really. Just to stay in the lane.
You guys are very insightful. I love it.
Yeah,
anyway.
so that's really what it's about for me. And now it's time to win. Right now it's time to win.
Yeah, let's talk about, you know, some of the challenges this country. I know that being an artist in this country, it's already a constraint of its own,
100%.
But I just want to know how you envision your future as artists.
Yeah, I mean,
how you envision your art itself.
Like for me personally, especially like with the project, it's the statement of where I see where we're going. The music that is coming out of here has to be respected on a world stage, and it has to show. Like, that's what this is about for me. I love the support that we're getting. For me, that's like phase point 1. Like, where does it go from here? And once it gets there, for me to proudly stand there and say, you know what, we're the best. We're the best. That's something I've wanted to see for a long time, because I've faced intentionally or unintentionally this thing of, if it's coming from Uganda, you get it, and I'm like, okay, why is the biggest proponent of that statement Ugandans? Like,
please blame colonialism.
Whatever the case may be, for me, whatever the blame is, whatever the problem is, me, I'm just looking at, this is what I want for the solution. To one day step on the stage where no one is trying to, guys, and the Wakanda, whatever, no, I step down, it's like, this is from Uganda, this is Ugandan. This God brought this here. You get it? The God who created you and made you excellent, same God who made us excellent, and you have to respect. The same way Outcast back in the day, when only West Coast and East Coast hip hop producers stood there and said the South has something to say. Like, we have a contribution, an elite contribution that must be respected worldwide. That's what I want.
So
I remember when I was younger, being someone who's trying to get into the creative industry in this country, I was like, but why am I born in Uganda again? I could have been born elsewhere, but here I am.
No, that's really interesting. For me, I think exactly the same view. I feel like right now, personally, I've always been fascinated with people like Calligraph Jones and whatnot. These guys who have a cadence and represent where they come from in a very dope way. So I had to do a lot of research. I'm like a sponge right now. So I pick up game from anywhere. I can pick up game from my Rolex guy, pick up game from Emosama that just dropped in yesterday and whatnot. So it's like, how do I bring all these worlds together? So right now, I'm extremely gifted at my cadence. I'm very good at mixing languages. I'm now currently known for mixing languages. I put in Luganda, Ruyonga, Swahili, English, and it's all on the same level, like cadence-wise. So I'm making it really cool to rap right now. Like, it's really now, like, you listen to Wanda J I join and you're like, ay! You know what I mean? You know, in a society where we actually sleep on rap.
You love yourself.
I'm telling you right now, the truth is, without even trying to, speak from a conceit standpoint, right now, we're the guys, man.
That's absolutely. Honestly,
we're here to win.
I really do believe that, because I genuinely believe that, honestly, because when I look at both of you, very creative, very smart, honestly very creative, but I want to understand how you want to get into the business, because it comes from just, being creative to the business. How do you want to maneuver that?
Well, I'll say that for me, first and foremost, you have to understand that business is an aspect of what we're doing for the success of it. Like, that's number one. Like, you're never going to be successful at business as a creative if you don't respect it.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
that's never going to happen. So what I would say is and also the second thing about business is the only way to be successful at business is to do it. You can fail like 100 times over, but you will always be better than someone who said something like, you know, we live in a time and even in a country where you're being taught business. You go to a university and basically you're being taught business, and you have to answer this person's questions, and they're teaching you about business, but they've never owned a business.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. That's the thing about our education system. It's like it's designed for us to fail, in a sense. It doesn't teach you to be. It doesn't teach you the guy in school. You wind up working for the guy in school.
Yeah.
You get it? Like, but that's because those guys, they woke up and they're like, I need to eat. I need to do this, so I'm going to go and do it. And as a creative, and especially for hip hop, it has really been a messed up thing for us. Is you think you just go get in the studio, you rap, and that's it. But there's so much more opportunity it gives you. Like every time I see the Wanda and crew do those things they do, I'm like, these guys can be a campaign for a bank.
Okay.
It can be for a bottling company.
All that
You
receptive.
get it, like they can be brand ambassadors. They can they have that, you know, like. And the thing about Wanda is Wanda and his, like, all his guys are like that.
Yeah,
Like this right now. His brother will give you the what, and then they'll go and do
cousin,
this.
as well.
His cousin will give you the
But these guys are like
ministers.
youth ministers.
They're ministers.
For real.
They're
Have I met
ministers.
them? No, I haven't.
I don't think you have.
None of them.
I don't think
You know, and I'm like, man, if you enter the business side of things, you start to see, and it's such a big responsibility for creatives, because it's the reason why we are being used. Arts is being used and underappreciated and maligned, because the guys who have the money, they don't care about your creativity. They just care about whether your creativity makes them money. So once they can get that out of you and you don't know your own worth, they'll treat you like however they want. You know, like,
that's definitely sad, really, really sad. But it is what it is, yeah. So I know you got to find ways to get through it. You're already stars, and let's see why that takes.
I think it has a lot to do with branding as well. Like right now, for guys to approach you, corporate establishments and whatnot to approach you, they have to look at you, they look at your value. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that most creatives in this country don't understand. That's what I say to you. We live in a country where being gifted, actually everywhere, being gifted is not enough.
nope.
Being able to do a dope song is not enough.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you have to put in so much work into branding and giving people an image that is worth them, coming to you with because now you can, what they do is, like, if like a big company is coming to approach you or whatever, is they'll come on your social platforms,
check your numbers,
and see how you check your numbers, check how you project yourself,
Yep.
and even check your environment. They'll know how to approach you, they'll know how to squeeze you,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or to give you the value that you're worthy of, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like exactly. So I think it has a lot to do with branding and how you package yourself, because I know in this country as well, there's people who you have to approach them correct. You have to come correct.
Yeah.
True.
As much as there's many creators out there that are undermined based on how they project themselves. So the way you project yourself, which is also now music business, really.
Yeah, true.
Again, am I fully aware of how the business works? Am I fully aware of how to brand myself? Because at the end of the day, the end goal is global. We're three guys in a song. Again, this thing has a lot to do with energy, by the way.
Yeah.
The frequency we're all on this three, like the three of us.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not coincidental.
No.
These are three guys that want to take over.
Yeah.
And so that's what emanates to the song.
Yeah.
There's no guy, otherwise if it was a guy on the song that was a bit too, it would have reflected to the song.
It's very aggressive because
because these are three guys that want to run it.
True. We'll talk about the song, but is Don't Speak just a song, or is it like a movement? Do you have anything else?
We intend to actually do something around that where
Yeah.
Again, this song has a propensity of just coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Because of songs like Parte, Yani.
Yeah.
And so there's we're discussing actually some sort of like proposal to a company that might be able to maybe unearth it. So I think it's something that might come out again. This type of jams can come out like a new song. I mean, other songs that came out a year ago.
Forget about even like how we ignore it and stuff like that. The word itself, don't forget speed. It's like it's very much needed.
Very much needed. Exactly.
In this, yeah.
Exactly. So there's a proposal that people, friends of mine are trying to come up with and whatnot. So who knows?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Don't know where it might end up.
Wonderful. Let's talk about Kabalega.
Kabalega.
Yes, take us back home. What is Kabalega to you, and what should we expect from the album?
Kabalega to me is a multitude of things. It's one feeling like I'm in the right place, in the right places at the right times. What I mean by that is, my name's Ruyonga.
Yes.
Ruyonga is the person who directly conflicted with Kabalega, our brothers, right? I am a descendant of Kabalega, literally. I'm a child of God. I believe in UG. I believe in UG's kingship.
Yes.
I want to take that to the world, but I also want it's like I want UG to see itself that way, because you cannot sell someone to the world who doesn't see themselves that way. But I want to say it in a way that they understand. So that's where the Kabalega thing came from, because there are two kings.
Yeah.
When you say king in Uganda, there are only two names that come up.
Yes.
Right. And so it's Mwanga and it's Kabalega. So it only made sense for me to Kabalega because, the tribal whatever.
Yeah.
But there are also the two kings who, no matter what tribe you are, you want an association with them. They brought a sense of national pride, like they are the stories that have been twisted the most, and they're the ones that resonate in the heart of the people. So the idea behind this song is, this project is to reflect Kabalega back to you.
Wow.
Like the Kabalega in you.
So at the end of the day, you were talking about yourself, but I'm
the
greatness of Africa,
and then I want to imagine if Kabalega was here and he stood in front of the United Nations or whatever, and he spoke. Like the way they hate the Gaddafis, because they would come and speak like, I don't have to bow down to you. There has to be some mutual value or each other, or we don't really have anything to say to each other.
That's definitely mysterious. How many songs on this album?
13. 13 songs on the album. Yeah,
wonderful.
13.
What should we expect it to come out?
You guys are going to decide that for me.
If you tell us the date, we shall demand more.
You shall demand. Yeah, no, as in right now, so far so good. You just know you're on course to get it really soon because of the rate at which these projects are going. But
the album is actually good.
You've listened to
the album's done.
There was a listeners' party?
No.
Just
there was this is the farm, so we went through and see how we do.
Okay.
The album is actually it's impressive.
Okay, I hope I get to listen to all those songs on the album, because I'm hungry, honestly, for Ugandan music, and I know there is a lot of Ugandan music, just that it's not, talked about up in the peak. But I want to talk about Parte, Yani, because it's why we're here, and it's everyone is talking about Parte, Yani. I think I got to know it days before it got released. On Saturday, while I was doing the countdown, I was saying, I can't wait to listen to Ruyonga. I hope he does not.
I don't know. I enjoy when people hope those things, like I'm ever disappointed. But
you never know, a lot of things change.
I know. I appreciate that. I use that energy to always stay on top of my game.
So I see you close to Wanda, yeah? Were you close to Zex before the collaboration?
Yeah, there was a we had hung out and the vibe, the vibe, and like he just appreciated. There was a mutual respect. Like I liked what he did, and he was like, spoke to me like someone who actually knew who I was. so
I think
so
he
we were,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
But there are people who act like, what I mean by that, there are people who act like they don't want me. They don't want to. So it's cool, which is cool. Everyone has the right to.
That's what they call porridge.
Which is cool. So so when we're putting this project together with Josh's P360, we were like, we there was a list of people we definitely wanted to highlight.
Yeah.
Not only because mutually we appreciate what they did, but also we believe they're like the new voice, or they should be You know, we believed that. And the funny thing is, the pandemic did a lot for allowing those people to come to the forefront. You know, so it was a bittersweet thing, at least in the industry for us, because let me tell you, the industry before the pandemic was going to make this extremely hard.
Yeah.
That's
How
all I
about the
can say.
idea of the song?
The idea of the song was, it just came naturally, because we had the beat. Now, okay, when I say naturally, the first thing I tried to do was overrap, then I got brought down, and it's just like, just vibe. Wanda was already doing stuff like that, you know, the tone was speedy and what, so like he was perfect for the vibe. The guy who just came in magically. I say magically because he literally just came, had what had been done, and just, he didn't write, he didn't what, he literally just came.
Went to the microphone and boom.
And just started. Before it was even words, he had a melody, then he just started.
Wow.
But Yani, like there were many, he gave us many hooks.
Honestly,
by now.
I know Ruyonga, okay, Zex is definitely his style and he does it perfectly. I know you as a rapper, so on the verses I was like, okay, this is a bit different. For Jar, man, so hard to tell why you fall. I don't know if you're a rapper.
Why?
Because like you have music everywhere. Like yeah. But
no,
for me,
I've learned. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what gift I currently possess. I'm very versatile now.
I genuinely thought you were a rapper.
Instrumental. I'm a rapper.
No, like just a rapper.
Just a rapper.
Just a rapper.
But now currently I possess a skill that is quite rare. On anything now, I go and I do it excellently.
You need to leave me some of the shit you eat in the morning.
Why?
That information,
Bro, I'm telling you, listen,
that's how you're supposed
I'm about that life.
Okay.
Back then I could have felt been a bit timid and say, you know what, we're trying, thank God. My G.
Yeah, no.
I am about that life. I don't know about the
I love that energy.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's so doing, and it's not even ego or anything.
It's not at all.
To someone who's listening right now, that's the energy they need.
And if you do not have it, they're gonna say you have low self-esteem. You don't believe in it. They'll actually, even
if you can't say it, no one will. They'll pretend.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't water down your achievements. Don't try and be less than you. If you're about that life, if you feel like you've done your work, I've done my time. Right now it's time to eat.
Serve me my plate.
But it's been a long time coming, man. I've been waiting for the time. Yes, we're gonna listen to Parte, Yani, but before we do, do you have any, last remarks for your fans who are listening in right now?
What I would say is, just please continue to support. Like, I appreciate all the love and support. Like, this is a game changer. It's a game changing moment. It's a game changing song. So we need to go a bit harder for the culture. So like, I mean, first and foremost, Ruyonga music on just about every platform. That's me. There's music with a Z on Facebook. Ruyonga on YouTube. Kindly just go on there, play that video, replay that video, which you guys are already doing. It's like, this song is a replay value song.
I continue to do it. Are you guys signed to a label?
No, currently I'm not. I'm
moving
from one label to another. But
you're not. Ruyonga, you're not signed as well.
I basically, my situation is a bit interesting. I have a situation with a label, but it's very, what's the word? Collaborative, in a sense. Like, I don't like, they don't just see me as an artist, so I handle a lot of things behind the scenes.
Make a lot of decisions for you. So if somebody reached out to you, they would get to work with you.
Yeah, just if the vibe is right, yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, of course, where we're going, there's certain things that have to be solidified. But, yeah.
I can't wait to see how you take over. Honestly, I cannot wait, because it's not easy to find a real actual creative in this country. Most people just want to be on TV, just want to be in studio, brag to their friends that I'm doing something.
I've been there. I understand. I understand.
I call that kahujis. So what happens is you're supposed to skip that stage of excitement. Because you're overly excited by what? Right now it's not excitement, right now it's a statement.
Yeah, it's a statement.
We're speaking for many, I like to say one generation's compromise, the next generation's captivity.
You either make it now,
and we're doing it for a generation, my G.
No.
So if you're fortunate enough to be in this seat here, by virtue of what we've done on merit, let's speak for the guys out there. There's someone out there that is aspiring to be a dope guitarist or a pianist or an artist or whatever. Just stay the course.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Just stay the course. That's it, really. That's really why we're sat here.
I feel like we could have this conversation for a very long time. I love talking to Southern people. I feel like it just gives me life. But we have to get to the premiere and listen to Parte.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you guys for the love. Bananga kayimba ke korananga isembuza chintu chimu. Parte
Yani, one of years ex Bilangilangi, your boy Ruyonga aka Rup.
Big up.
All right, let's get it. Keep it tied on radio. We'll be right back.
One the JR, the Bilangi, money walk, we outside. It's a banger, I'm mad.
No, hold on.
One the JR. Ain't nobody Yani, what's the plan?